You won't believe the chaos that has been unfolding around Lil Meech lately. Fans everywhere are talking, arguing, and straight up losing it over what's been going on with him and the legacy of his father, Big Meech. If you think growing up as the son of a street legend automatically guarantees respect and credibility, Lil Meech is showing us that's far from the truth. From the moment he stepped into the spotlight, people have been watching him closely, comparing him to his father and questioning whether he can handle the weight of the Flannery name. But things recently hit a new level of drama that no one saw coming. Make sure you watch this video all the way to the end, because every detail matters and some of these moments are shocking. Big Meech built his empire brick by brick. He transformed nothing into a powerful, influential, and feared legacy through hustle, strategy, and pure discipline. That's why the world still respects his name today. Lil Meech, on the other hand, grew up in comfort. He went to private schools, lived in safer neighborhoods, and had financial security waiting for him. That doesn't mean he has the same instincts, street sense, or credibility, and that's where the cracks started to show. From the outside, it might seem like Lil Meech is trying to honor his father's name, but insiders and fans alike see it differently. Whenever he steps out portraying a hardened lifestyle, people notice. They see it as an act, not authenticity, and once that perception sets in, it's nearly impossible to shake. One of the first major controversies that really put Lil Meech under the microscope happened back in 2022 at the airport. TSA agents discovered a Glock 19 inside a bag connected to him, and the incident exploded online. People immediately started questioning whether he really had what it takes to live up to Big Meech's reputation. The situation spiraled when Lil Meech began changing his story. First, he claimed he was a minor, which was easily disproven because he was already 22. Then he insisted the gun wasn't his and that someone else had packed the bag. In street culture, even implying someone else might be responsible can earn the dreaded snitch label, and that label doesn't go away. From that moment, his credibility took a serious hit. Threeluck, a longtime associate, initially stuck by Lil Meech despite the controversy, hoping that the situation would fade or that Meech would eventually redeem himself. But loyalty has its limits. By mid-2025, the relationship between Lil Meech and Threeluck publicly exploded. Threeluck went online accusing Meech of letting him take the fall for serious trouble that happened back on October 24, 2024. On that day, Threeluck was just tagging along, completely unaware that Meech was already a person of interest in an ongoing investigation. When the police ran the license plates, they initiated a stop, and that's when everything went downhill. Instead of taking responsibility, Lil Meech allegedly began shifting illegal items closer to Threeluck, trying to distance himself from the evidence. When officers finally searched the car, they discovered additional contraband, and Threeluck was left facing serious charges, while Meech avoided the worst of it. The betrayal was crushing, and fans were shocked. Threeluck tried to rely on Lil Meech for support while behind bars, but the help never came. No money, no visits, nothing. That silence confirmed the worst fears people had about Lil Meech, that when the pressure hits, loyalty doesn't seem to matter. As if that wasn't enough, the fallout with 50 Cent added another layer of drama. 50 Cent had been a mentor and protector for Lil Meech, giving him credibility, opportunity, and exposure. He even helped put him in the BMF series, helping him bridge the gap between Hollywood and the streets. But Lil Meech's actions began testing that relationship. Instead of showing maturity and respect, he was spotted partying in Miami with 50 Cent's rivals, including Rick Ross and Floyd Mayweather, sending a direct message to the industry that he was moving on without guidance. 50 Cent didn't stay quiet either. He went on Instagram, posting ruthless shots at both Big Meech and Lil Meech, mocking them, calling out disloyalty, and even posting an image of Lil Meech slumped in a wheelchair to show the world just how far things had fallen. Fans reacted instantly, and the internet turned against Lil Meech. The once promising actor who seemed poised to carry his father's legacy was now the subject of ridicule. Every attempt to save face backfired, and the pattern kept repeating. From airport incidents to alleged scams with luxury watches, Lil Meech's missteps kept piling up, painting a clear picture. He's struggling to handle the responsibilities of the Flannery name. And make no mistake, this isn't just gossip or speculation. The public fallout, the betrayal of Threeluck, and the public feud with 50 Cent are all very real consequences for someone trying to live up to a legend without truly earning it. What makes this story even more compelling is how personal it is. Big Meech finally walked out of prison, supposedly to bring unity and show the strength of the family legacy. but instead it became the turning point for the public feud. Aligning with Rick Ross, one of 50 Cent's rivals, at a massive Welcome Home concert was seen as a slap in the face to 50 Cent. And when you're dealing with someone like 50 Cent, a man who built his reputation on authenticity and respect, betrayal has consequences. The internet erupted, fans debated loyalties, and Lil Meech's reputation continued to crumble with each passing day. Even attempts by Lil Meech to reconcile, like sending subtle messages and leaked text exchanges, failed to repair the damage. 50 Cent wasn't buying it, and the public wasn't either. The lesson is clear. In hip-hop, authenticity, loyalty, and respect aren't optional. Without them, even a recognizable name loses power fast. Fans who once hailed Lil Meech as the heir to Big Meech's empire now dismiss him as a privileged kid making poor choices. Every detail in this saga, from the airport gun incident to the betrayal of Threeluck, from the feud with 50 Cent to partying with Rick Ross, paints a picture of someone struggling to live up to a legend that requires more than money, opportunity, or public image. It requires realness, street credibility, and the ability to make tough, responsible choices. Lil Meech's mistakes show the cost of failing to meet those standards. And this is only scratching the surface. There's more to the story, more drama, and more lessons about loyalty, fame, and consequences that fans need to see. Stick with me until the end of this video because we'll break down every move, every controversy, and every betrayal that has shaped Lil Meech's current situation. You won't want to miss how this unfolds and what it really says about trying to carry a legendary name without paying the price to earn it. Now, let's go deeper into the Miami incident because this is where things really got messy. Lil Meech was seen partying with Rick Ross and Floyd Mayweather, two of 50 Cent's known rivals. This wasn't just a casual hangout, it was a statement. Everyone watching could tell this was a move meant to signal independence, but it backfired spectacularly. Instead of showing confidence or power, it came across as rebellion and poor judgment. Social media immediately caught fire. Fans were split, with some saying, maybe he's just trying to carve his own path, while the majority felt it was a disrespectful slap to the man who helped launch his career. 50 Cent didn't respond quietly either. He took to Instagram with ruthless precision, mocking Lil Meech and Big Meech with viral posts, including the now infamous rat image. The message was clear. Loyalty matters, and if you betray trust, everyone sees it. The betrayal of Threeluck and the public feud with 50 Cent had another consequence. It exposed just how unprepared Lil Meech is for the pressures of the streets and the entertainment industry combined. Being the son of Big Meech doesn't automatically grant street credibility or professional maturity. Each scandal, from airport guns to alleged scams with luxury watches, reinforced the same narrative. Lil Meech is struggling to navigate a world built on discipline, loyalty, and strategy, skills his father honed over decades. Fans couldn't help but notice the contrast. Big Meech built a legacy through respect and calculated moves, while Lil Meech seemed to be fumbling under the weight of expectation, often making things worse with every public misstep. Let's talk about that luxury watch scandal, because it perfectly captures Lil Meech's reckless tendencies. In 2022, he allegedly walked into a high-end jeweler, used a Rolex as collateral, and walked out with a Richard Mille watch worth nearly $250,000, leaving a massive debt behind. Instead of settling the problem, he reportedly tried to flip the watch at another store. This wasn't just a legal issue, it was a public relations disaster. The internet erupted, calling him greedy, reckless, and untrustworthy. Overnight, the conversation shifted from his acting and talent to his questionable behavior. Fans who were once excited about his career now viewed him as a cautionary tale of privilege misused. And the pattern didn't stop there. Every new headline, every viral post, every meme about Lil Meech chipped away at the credibility he was supposed to inherit. Being Big Meech's son doesn't shield you from mistakes. It doesn't erase poor judgment, and in Lil Meech's case, it magnifies it. Fans and street veterans alike began asking, is he capable of building anything on his own, or is he just riding the coattails of his father's hard-earned reputation? The answer seems increasingly clear with each scandal that surfaces. Meanwhile, 50 Cent's reaction continued to escalate the drama. Instead of quietly letting Lil Meech learn from his mistakes, he went public, ensuring everyone knew exactly what had gone wrong. From mocking posts to the exposure of private text messages, 50 Cent systematically dismantled Lil Meech's credibility in the eyes of fans in the industry. For anyone watching, it became obvious that mentorship isn't just about opportunity, it's also about accountability. And when that accountability is ignored or betrayed, the consequences are swift and severe. Even when Lil Meech tried to make amends behind the scenes, it wasn't enough. Leaked messages showed him apologizing, claiming he'd only ever shown love, insisting he hadn't betrayed anyone, and even trying to subtly throw shade at Rick Ross. But it was too little, too late. The internet had already labeled him, fans had moved on, and 50 Cent had made it clear that his patience was gone. It's a stark reminder that actions matter more than words, and in the world Lil Meech is trying to navigate, missteps aren't easily forgiven. Now, let's examine the impact on the BMF series. For a while, the show was Lil Meech's platform to step out from his father's shadow, showcase talent, and build a reputation for himself. But with every scandal, the narrative changed. Fans, critics, and even colleagues began questioning whether he could handle the pressures of such a high-profile project. The very platform meant to launch him forward was now being used to highlight his failures. 50 Cent, who played a significant role in mentoring him, was forced to publicly distance himself, signaling to the industry that Lil Meech's behavior was unacceptable. The story of Lil Meech is also about lessons in loyalty and street credibility. From the betrayal of Threeluck to parting with Rick Ross, it's evident that loyalty isn't just a concept, it's the foundation of survival and respect both in the streets and in the industry. Big Meech's empire survived because loyalty was respected and betrayal punished. Lil Meech, however, is learning the hard way that attempting to inherit a legacy without fully understanding its rules can be dangerous. The consequences are public, humiliating, and have lasting effects on reputation. And there's more to unpack. Let's not forget the public humiliation Lil Meech faced from the viral wheelchair photo, paired with 50 Cent's mocking posts. This moment wasn't just embarrassing, it was a turning point. The internet saw him as a privileged kid who couldn't handle responsibility, someone who relied on fame rather than building respect. That image, once viral, is difficult to erase. Fans weren't just laughing, they were analyzing, critiquing, and questioning whether Lil Meech could ever rise to the level of his father. Through all of this, one thing becomes clear. Legacy is earned, not inherited. Big Meech's story wasn't about comfort or opportunity. It was about grit, strategy, and real-world consequences. Lil Meech's story, in contrast, shows that privilege can only get you so far. Without authenticity, loyalty, and discipline, even a recognizable name can crumble under pressure. Every scandal, every feud, and every failed attempt to maintain an image is a lesson in what it takes to truly build a legacy. Now, I need you to stay with me because we're about to dive into the most shocking part of the story. How Lil Meech's actions not only destroyed relationships with mentors like 50 Cent, but also exposed cracks in the Fennery family brand. The alliances he made, the parties he attended, and the public posts he shared have far-reaching consequences that are still unfolding. The story isn't over, and every move he makes from here could either start a comeback or accelerate the downfall.